Hey everybody. Since there's still some 3 days left on the limited time series for Hennessey Venom GT at the moment, um, let's, if you're still on the fence whether this car's worth owning, I'll do a quick overview of the exclusive series this car's featured in, since my Venom GT is maxed out, as you can see. So the entry cost for this exclusive series is 995 gold. So if you're winning the car from the limited time series, you are already spending 700 some gold, like 760, I want to say 765 or somewhere around there. So in order to unlock this exclusive series, you will have to shell out another some 200 some gold. Right, so is it gonna be worth it? Well, I mean, especially with these like higher end cars, what the return in, let's say, in-game currency is never gonna be worth what you have to pay. So I mean, it's a, what do they call it? Freemium game, right? So you kind of have to pay to play. So what do we have here? Hennessey Venom GT. Get behind the wheels of one of the fastest road legal cars ever made. Indeed. Although that the fastest title has been replaced by the newcomer, the Venom F5, right? The other Hennessey that's been introduced into the game as of the current version, 9.3. So this exclusive series actually has been in the game since like 7.1 or 7.15 when we first got the IMSA GTD. So it's not exactly a new series, but since there's an ongoing exclusive series featuring this car, I figured, I'll do a quick run through of the series kind of review. So this is a 20 tier exclusive series, as you can see, totaling 54 events. So that's 51 trophy events and 3 time trials. 3 time trials, they're taking place in the Formula E New York circuit. That's a interesting choice of track for this car, of all cars. And then we got a Monza Junior course. Another curious choice, not the road course. They're asking us to race this car in a more technical, tightly packed circuit instead of just like, like road course has the nice long straights. But now they're gonna have to cut that short. And then we do get a run at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit. So I want to say National Circuit might be faster than the Club Circuit. Obviously, if we had access to the Grand Prix circuit, that would be definitely, we know exactly where the fastest section is. But for at least for time trial, we're not gonna get to race this car on those venues. But anyway, so as I was saying, the rewards, 100 gold total and 150,000 racing dollars total. So yeah, I know 100 gold is one of the less paying out limited time series, not limited time series, exclusive series, with a car that costs this much. But to be fair, upgrade cost for this car is perhaps more affordable than the newer ones, because like newer cars with this kind of PR, their upgrade cost is like astronomical, like at least like 1,500 gold, right? So this one, because it's an older car, it's been in the game for some time, so basically the payout is a little lower and the upgrade, so you understand what I mean. So anyway, so let's see. There are 54 events, as I said. So in order to complete the 25%, the first 25%, you would for 10 gold and 15,000 racing dollars. If you go from the tier 1 and on chronologically with exclusive series, that's not necessary, but if you decide to do it that way, then you will be scoring your 25% completion on most likely tier 6 because you need 13 gold trophies plus a time trial, right? And then the 50% completion would be, let's see, I want to say tier 11 upon completing or winning 25 gold trophies and 2 time trials. And then that would be paying you additional 20 gold plus 30,000 racing dollars. And then the 75% completion, you need to, win. Basically, you would be somewhere in, I want to say, tier 17. 16 or 17 with some 38 gold trophies won and completing all 3 time trials for additional 30 gold plus 45,000 racing dollars. And then, of course, the 100% completion. You get it when you're done with everything, remaining 40 gold plus 60,000 racing dollars. Right, so yeah, but in terms of I think I have a old video with like a strategy for quickly getting through these things, but with the currently running limited time series, there is a 24-hour instant service and instant R&D on the upgrades. So limited time series itself should not take that long to complete, which means you'll have like a remainder of the 24-hour whatever. Like, let's say it took you 3 hours to get through. That means you still have like technically 21 hours. Hopefully you don't spend full 21 hours just running through Real Racing 3. But, let's say you can take advantage of the free service for this series, in which case, if you have that kind of offer for a duration of time, I'd probably run through all the cup races first, because those are the ones that's always going to, not always, but more often than not, require you to service the car, right? Because let's say this final tier 20 cup at Brickyard, right? Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. Let's check out how many laps that is. That's going to be 7 laps. That's definitely putting your car in red after running through that one. So I would definitely run through that one while the instant service is there. And then these, especially these later tier cups, are going to be lengthier. So let's check out the tier 19 where we got the Nürburgring Grand Prix Cup. 5 laps. Okay, I've seen longer ones, but 5 laps at the Grand Prix circuit would really anywhere would put your car in red. And then we got for tier 18, kind of a curious choice for circuit. Once again, we got a dynamic circuit variation from Leipzig circuit, Porsche test track. And this one's going to be 8 laps. So, will that put your car in red? I think it might. If not for the length, then the amount of damage your car might accrue, because that one's going to be a bit of a bumper car racing. If you've done some tough racing at the Porsche test track dynamic circuit, you would know what I'm talking about. But along with these longer format cup races, I might prioritize the endurance races as well, because depending on the TSM friends you have, sometimes you might end up with like pretty lengthy endurance target that you may have to beat. So while the instant service is offered, that may be something to consider. Just kind of get them done out of the way, right? So when you're on a pinch to pick up extra gold, then running through several speed snap or drag race or autocross to pick up later completion rewards like 30 gold, 40 gold instantly is gonna be I guess easier way to kind of manage your resources. So that would be my recommendation. I haven't thought about how I'm gonna run through that. I might actually just run through, take my own advice, and complete all the cups before I do anything else in this series. But we'll see. But anyway, tier 17, we got Cup at Daytona. Which one was it? Road course, right? And it is a 5-lapper. That will definitely put your car in red. And then tier 16, we got the Spielberg Red Bull Ring Grand Prix 6-lapper. That will also put your car in red. And yeah, time trials are pretty, simpler ones. You don't necessarily have to have the car fully serviced. As long as you can do a clean lap, doesn't matter what condition your car's in. Obviously, if your car is heavily damaged, you will rank lower, but it's not like you're getting any special rewards for ranking high in these series time trial anyway. It's not like weekly time trial. So as long as you put a time on the board, you're good. So that one you can do it at any point. And then let's see, tier 14, we got the Cup at Spa, 4 laps. That will put your car in red as well, I think. Even when you got the fully, obviously maxed out car with a double service bars. And we have a buggy race in this tier. Tier 14 has endurance. Endurance part is fine, but Brands Hatch, at least on my phone, it fails to load. So that's gonna be, I don't know if this, I think it has been an ongoing issue with the Brand Hatch events, but the Fire Monkeys have not addressed it other than just avoiding with the new series. I feel like they just don't put that, put any races in the circuit. So, if you think about it, in recent events, we have not had any races at Brands Hatch. You think about that. At least for the timed events, like special events or limited time series. Actually, I think current limited time series, the one for this very car, I think there's one race that takes place at Brands Hatch that I will have to race on my other device, my iPad, instead of my Galaxy phone that I normally use, because I find it's easier to do screen recording from here. But yeah, Fire Monkeys, if you're listening, you guys need to fix that bug. You cannot just throw us a race to do that just bugs out on players that then, if you're trying to run through a limited time series for this car to win, and your device just gets hung up on one race, then that means you cannot go on any further. It just loads up till the game loads up, at least in my device, up to the grid, and that's where it hangs. It just sits there for hours and hours and hours. So that is a problem. But anyway, tier 13, we got a Hockenheim Grand Prix Cup. Another 5-lapper, so that is, once again, will put your car in red. And then you see what I mean? Lots of full-length Grand Prix Cup races in the second half of the series. So tier 12, we got the 4-lapper at Dubai Grand Prix. That's a fun circuit with the, that's a good one. I like that. Very picturesque, right? That twilight setting in desert. It's really cool. Without necessarily affecting your visibility all that much. So I appreciate that. All right, and then tier 11, we got the Catalunya Grand Prix. Yeah, it's a Grand Prix circuit. A little bit twisty, turny, but that's all right. And that's going to be 4-lapper. So these are all longer format races. And now tier 9, we got the Silverstone National, 7 laps. Will that put the car in red? If not, then pretty close to it. And then tier 8, we got Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix Cup, 3 laps. I don't think, if you're starting with the completely serviced car, I don't think that'll put your car necessarily in red. But once again, the Tier 8 does have another endurance. This one at Suzuka East. So depending on your opponents, your distance may vary. And then Tier 7, we got Cup at Melbourne. That's a 6-lapper. I don't think that'll put your car in red. So these earlier tiers now, we're in an area where you could probably run through multiple cups before needing to service. But still, if you're offered that instant service offer, I would take advantage of it and get through all these before anything else. We got a 4-lap cup at Laguna Seca. And I believe all the head-to-head in this event is all single-lap cup or single-lap head-to-head. Anyway, Tier 4, we got Mount Panorama Cup, 3 laps. I don't, if you have a, once again, fully serviced, double duration, double service bar car, as you should, because that is something, the entry fee, right? The fully maxed out car, your car should be fine. And then Tier 3, we get the 24-hour Cup, 2 laps. I don't think it would put the car in red. In fact, I know, full lap around the 24-hour circuit almost wears out all the regular service bar, but we just have the twice that, and it's 2 laps, so it'll wipe out a decent amount of it, but not the whole thing. Of course, it kind of depends on how you're racing. So more off track you do, or more crashes that you incur, you might need service. But if you keep it clean, you should be fine. And then Tier 2, we got a cup at Hong Kong circuit, 6 laps. Oh boy, that's gonna be a tough race for this car. Yeah, I can't say I'm necessarily looking forward to a cup at Hong Kong with this car. Not with this car. Like if it was something else, like I don't know, that new Volkswagen IDR that we got from last update, I can see that car being a lot of fun. But this one, I get a feeling it's going to be more frustrating than fun. But we'll see. But anyway, then Tier 1, we got the Cup at Suzuka West. Just quick 4 laps for this guy. So that's not too bad. So yeah, my strategy would be to run through the longer races first while you have the instant service offer available. Then, like speed record at Hockenheim short that's a short circuit. Speed record is a guaranteed single lap, so, but it's a short lap, so that should be fine. Even when you're on a pinch, you should be able to get a gold trophy without too much struggle. I certainly hope so. And then Autocross, well, Autocross, they are pretty quick. Red Bull Ring Grand Prix circuit, how long does it take? I want to say that one starts at sort of that, after the, right before the second corner or right after the second corner, basically at the top of the hill, right? And then you basically come down until basically before your second 2 final corners. Before that is where you're gonna get your timing finish line for the Autocross, right? So if you're familiar with that, you know how long. I want to say maybe around 25 to 30 seconds for this car. I think might be a reasonable target. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough once I go through it. But yeah, anyway, then Tier 2, we got head-to-head at Nürburgring Sprint Circuit, single lapper, as I said. And then, so Sprint Circuit is not too bad, not terribly long. And then Hunter at Silverstone Bridge Circuit, Bridge Grand Prix. So that's a full lap, but I don't anticipate, these single lap, guaranteed single lap events, I wouldn't worry too much about necessarily, trying to rush through them. And then, oh, look at that, Tier 3. I have another tier that I may have to resort to using my iPad instead, because we got a race at Brands Hatch in the form of elimination in this case. So elimination is guaranteed time. Usually it runs a little bit longer because, the other than the 24-hour circuit, I cannot think of another circuit that takes longer than 2 minutes 40 seconds to do a lap. So most circuits, namely here, Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, you will be doing multiple laps, unless you're doing some goofy traffic stop style blockage to minimize the usage of your service bars. The bot's gotten smarter, so they figured out how to get around you, so it's getting a little bit trickier to pull that off, and I haven't done that in a while, but that is, I think, still an option. It might take a little bit more effort than it's worth, so yeah, so that's that. And then we got endurance at Circuit of the Americas National Circuits, so as I said, those depends on your opponents, right? So I probably will get through the endurances early on as well. Maybe I might do endurances first. I don't know. Between cups and endurances, I would think it's kind of a toss-up. And then maybe do all the eliminations afterwards if you still have time for it. And then all you're going to be left with are going to be, well, speed records are going to be the single lap full, duration. Same with Hunter, so that'll be the next set of events that are the next in lengthwise, right? And then you got your Autocross, Speed Snap, and Drag races, which generally are pretty quick events, unless you have some insane target to beat. Then, well, then you would have to go offline and do the things that we do when you encounter that issue where you are faced with the unreasonable target, right, to beat. So anyway, so tier 4, we got Speed Snap at Spa, and then Drag Race at Porsche Test Track, long on-road circuit, which is the only place we do it. Tier 6, we got Head to Head, this one at Monza Road Course, so at least we get a race at Monza Road Course. And then we got Autocross at Daytona Motorcycle Course. Daytona autocrosses and Speed Snap are both pretty lengthy, whether it's at motorcycle course or road course, doesn't matter. They're usually take about a minute, so it's a little bit on the longer side of things compared to, let's say, like autocross at Catalunya, which is like, with this car you could probably finish in like under 15 seconds. So yeah, that's a big difference. Anyway, tier 7, we got elimination, this one at Catalunya National. So elimination, the circuit, the venue is somewhat irrelevant in terms of like how long it's going to take, because it's a timed event. You have to survive, right? The full duration, which is 2 minutes 40 seconds, right? And then we got another full lap event, Hunter, at the Brickyard Road Course, right? And tier 8, you got Speed Snap at Dubai National, so that one should be pretty quick. Endurance at Suzuka East, so you know what I said about endurance. Tier 9, we got Speed Record at the short on-road circuit of Porsche Test Track. Autocross at Mount Panorama. With this car, maybe 45-50 second range would be reasonable. And then yeah, tier 11, we got another elimination, this one at Melbourne, and we got a Hunter at the 24-hour circuit, so that is a full lap, a pretty lengthy one. And tier 12, we got Nürburgring Grand Prix Speed Snap. Nürburgring is another circuit where all these like otherwise can be a shorter events do end up taking a little bit longer. Although Nürburgring Speed Snap, I get confused between the Grand Prix circuit and the sprint circuit. One of them have a very short Speed Snap. It like takes place in that final stretch before the final chicane. That might be the other sprint circuit, but maybe it's Grand Prix circuit. It's a common section, both track variations share, Anyway, then we got head-to-head at Red Bull Ring National Circuit. Another single lapper head-to-head, as I was saying about head-to-head. Tier 13, we got Autocross at Hong Kong. All right, and then drag race. This one at not Daytona, the other Indy circuit, Indianapolis Motors Speedway Road Course. Right. Tier 14, Endurance at Brands Hatch. I mentioned that earlier. Then we got Hunter at the Laguna Seca. That's a single lap guaranteed. And then Tier 16, another single lap guaranteed speed record at Dubai Hill Circuit. That's a pretty short one. Elimination at Mount Panorama. So that, yeah, you will finish a lap of Bathurst Circuit in under, with this car, I would say under 2 minutes. You should be able to do it. So that means it's more than a lap. Tier 17, we got a drag race at Monza, Speed Snap at Hockenheim National. And Tier 18, we got Autocross at New York and Endurance at Suzuka Grand Prix. And Tier 19, we got head-to-head at Silverstone Grand Prix, a single lap. Hunter at Catalunya Club, so that's a very, very short circuit. And then final tier, we got Speed Snap at Circuit of the Americas Club Circuit and Elimination at Spa. So once again, Spa should not take 2 minutes 40 seconds, so that's gonna be once again 1+ lap, maybe 1.5. I think you'll, if you're just running through, I get a feeling you'll probably end up somewhere along either Camel Straight or up at the Lecon section when the timer expires, if you survive till the end, I think, with this car. Anyway, so that is a quick overview of the exclusive series featuring currently featured limited time series car, Hennessey Venom GT. So I'll have like all the upgrade information, the cost associated with it, and what you win in, and other opportunities to run this car in the description box of this video below, as always. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.